Welcome back to the 8:30 show. Hot news this week. Crazy things that are going on, especially in the Middle East, with the whole Israel and Palestine um, war.
Yeah.
The war that's been going on for God knows how long. We were looking it up earlier today and kind of throughout the week. Um, Found out some things that I didn't know, but I'm not too fluent in the topic. I knew kind of like an overview of what was going on as far as the conflict that's happened throughout the ages. I did not know that it was as deep as it was or is as far as that land goes. How long these conflicts have been going
It's
on?
the Holy Land. That's what they
Yeah.
call
Um,
it. Excuse me.
I think it sucks. And saying I think it sucks is an understatement.
Yeah.
I think it's horrific what these innocent people who are involved in this situation just being. All these innocent people who are just caught in the middle of crossfire. That is horrible. It's horrific. Not just on the Israel side, but also on the Palestine side. Both sides. It's a bloodbath and it's horrible.
Yeah. I agree.
Excuse me.
I agree. It's very sad. I've been seeing videos and pictures of children. So many children have died over this, and it's devastating. And I hate that this is happening.
Yeah.
It's so sad and horrible, and the way the way that the picture has been painted, and I just I don't agree with it, but at the same time I don't really know as much as other people, I
Yeah.
guess. Um I've learned a few things, and it's just horrible, and it's all over land. And I my heart goes out to all the Palestinians who have died or who have lost loved ones, as well as people from Israel. I'm not gonna sit here and choose a side. I'm gonna choose humanity and the fact that innocent babies and women and men are dying over someone else's fight, and people are stealing homes, and they want freedom.
Yeah.
That's what they want. They want to be free in their land, and international law says that that's their land, but
Not their
Israel
land.
is taking it,
Yeah.
and it's just a reminder of what happened here.
Yeah. Yeah. Like when we were watching that video, it was a video basically starting from like I think BC
Yeah,
and how it was two separate parties controlling that land, and I guess everything was honky dory for a
yeah,
moment in
everything
time,
was,
and then it wasn't,
and then
you
it
know,
wasn't.
and it's been three major religions occupying that space
Mhm.
for God knows how long, um, and then it goes to its its it goes to. I'm sorry, I had lost my train of thought for a second. Then you fast forward, World War One, World War Two, and then you have these treaties signed where okay, this is going to be your plot of land, and it's kind of like, wait a minute, but this was all my land. How are you going to just kick me out and say it's not my land? But that's what's happened,
Yeah.
and to a degree, I can understand why the people of Palestine would be upset with the people of Israel or the state of Israel, um, because I think anybody would be upset about that. But what I don't agree with is the life lost over this, over these imaginary borders,
Yeah.
over these imaginary lines that are dictating who can be what, who is what, and where, and how they can be. I mean, to me, that's where it becomes ridiculous. You know, I was born in the United States, but if I was born in just south of here, we're in California, just south of here, you know, I wouldn't be an American, even though it's all North America.
Yeah.
Or even if I was born north of here, you know what I mean? It's silly, it's sad. I mean, look at what happened just alone in America, where we had where American Europeans colonized the Native Americans who were already here and said, "This is our land now. Here's this little plot of land, and this is you. This is where you can live." And they're like, "Wait a minute, all this land was mine. All
Mm-hmm.
this land is mine. My people have been here for hundreds of thousands of years. My land is as far as the eye can see."
Yeah.
But now it's my land is as far as the freeway. I mean, so I get it. I get it. You know, and there's a saying that always stuck with me. It's from a rapper. I don't know if he created it. It's from Razzcaz, a local West Coast rapper,
Sorry.
and he said, "One man's freedom
So
fighter
sorry.
is another man's terrorist," and that's so true. Now, I want to make one thing clear: the organization of Hamas is not something I agree with.
No. They
Absolutely
are their own entity,
correct.
their own group. They are not a part of Palestinian government.
Correct.
They are a group that formed because they have, it seems, I just based off of what I saw today on them, is they've been they feel that this is what they have to do
Yeah.
to free their people, and that's kind of the gist of what I've got in regards to them, that this is how they felt, or what they felt they needed to do to free Palestinians. I don't agree with it.
Hmm.
Their government is not a part of this. I don't know. I just know what I saw and what I've heard and what I've seen so far.
Yeah.
Um, but it's extremely sad that people are dying
Yeah.
over this. It's just
Well, you know, their government is also the Palestinian government is also not condoning the
no, they're not.
organization Hamas, and
Absolutely
that's
not.
to me that's a problem because the innocent people that are caught in this conflict, you know, people are being raped, babies from what I saw on TMZ are being beheaded. You know, I don't know. Allegedly, this is all alleged.
Yeah.
I have not done my full on fact check to make sure everything I'm reading is 100% correct.
No, but it's
But
all over the place
yeah.
right now. Everybody's broadcasting it
Hmm.
wherever they can. Everybody's, not everybody, but many people have their own channel on TikTok, on YouTube,
Hmm.
on social media, period. And it's getting out more than I've ever seen it before, because apparently, to my ignorance, this has been going on for so long. And I've been on this rock for 45 fucking years. And I really finally opened my eyes to this today, yesterday, the day before, when all this is going on.
Hmm.
And it wasn't as broadcast as before.
Yeah.
We all were programmed to watch certain channels on television
Hmm.
before cable, and then when cable came along, they're not broadcasting that type of news. They're programming us to watch what they want us to watch, and who they want
The narrative.
us, yeah, the narrative. They want us looking at certain people as the bad guys and not really paying attention to what's actually happening. But today, now, we have different avenues of getting information, and the old way of getting information is
Yeah.
is it's kind of lost in the dust, you
Yeah.
know It's gone with the fucking wind.
Yeah. Well, once the internet really became so in so enthralled in everyone's life, and smartphones came about, and high def cameras in smartphones, it was only a matter of time before people became just ordinary citizens became journalists. Um,
Sorry.
I think that again, I think that it's a horrible situation, but lis- looking at the history and listening to the history being told, I could understand why the Palestinian people would have a problem, because from what I'm hearing, which could be incorrect, I could be totally misinformed, but they're saying they're being oppressed by the Israeli government,
Yeah.
and any oppression is wrong.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter who it is, where you're from, what part of this rock that you inhabit. If you're being oppressed by another group, that's just wrong. Period. Now the actions that they're taking, again, I do not condone. I do not condone any of that type of thing. It's a sad situation. Um, I hope that this conflict could end with some kind of resolution.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree. You know my take on this. I we talked about it earlier. We discussed it earlier, where we talked about discussing it on here and what we were gonna say, and look into it a little more. And we've seen and watched and read and heard, and I've absorbed this information, and I'm still on that same thing that I was before I saw and read and all that. Um, None of this matters. What matters is we humans keep on killing each other. That's what matters. I'm on the side of humanity. I'm not on the side of who gets what land and all of that. And I feel that to be human is to accept others. And I know we've grown up in a society where, we all want that distance from other people. And I'm not saying like I want you all over me, hugging me, wrapping your arms around me. I'm saying, let's be cordial, let's be
Yeah.
human.
I'm here.
But
You're there. Enjoy your life. I'm
it
gonna enjoy
all
mine.
this all involves people of power.
Yeah.
And all these innocent people are dying because of power and land that doesn't even belong to us, the
Um,
humans.
yeah.
This is Earth's land, and we're destroying it like so fast. And she's coming. She's coming. There's only so much that we're allowed to do in this world, and how much time we have on this planet. And that's the thing. We're just dust in the vast universe. And that I always boil, or it always boils down to that for me, is that we're just dust in this universe. And things like this, where you're fighting over land, and killing innocent people, it's not right. And it's just horrible to go that route. Now, I'm not saying that what Hamas did to for their people was correct. It was absolutely not. But it's gotten to the point, it seems, with Palestinians, that they are being, what's the word I'm looking for? Treated like animals, treated less than
Yeah.
by Israel. And I don't understand why they can't come to an agreement. And that's the thing. Agreements have been made. Agreements have been made, and Palestinian land is Palestinian land, but the Israel doesn't seem to accept that. And that's what I don't get.
And
And
that's
then we
where the problem
involve
lies.
ourselves, because you said it to me that, we're in bed with the UN. And that bothers me, because we're in, we're involving ourselves in so many things.
Yeah.
We're involving ourselves in the Ukraine. We're involving ourselves now in this Palestine Israel situation. And what about home? What about us? What about this nation?
Well, they did drop
Because,
gas,
I
so
mean, because they're not attacking us with bombs and stuff, but no, we're being attacked by um, low wages and higher
inflation.
taxes and inflation and possibly becoming homeless because you got to work two and three jobs to exist in this world now.
No,
It's,
to exist in America
yeah,
and to
sorry.
fuel the
Yes, in America.
taxes so that
Yes.
we can give more money to other countries so we can continue fighting proxy wars against other countries.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it.
That's
I don't
that's what it
understand any of it.
that's what it
It
boils down
doesn't
to.
make any sense to me why we're doing this and not for our own country. We're doing it for other countries but not for our own.
Yeah.
And giving our money, losing our money for other countries, yet there's homeless people all over the place. People are being robbed all over the place, whether it be stores or your personal stuff in San Francisco or kind of anywhere, but mainly San Francisco. That's the thing. And I have a theory about that.
So
We have my
so
theories, but
so
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I just think it's horrible. And the fact that it's all over land.
So yeah. We get taxed. All these taxes. These taxes go to our government. Our government takes that money and sprinkles a little bit of it. It's like Reaganomics. They sprinkle a little down to us, says for us to shut up, and then they use the rest of it to fund their own agenda. Like, what does it say? We
What
didn't
the
have.
fuck did what
Hold on, hold
hold
on,
on.
hold on. We didn't have enough money um, to help people in need during the pandemic, but here we have all these billions to give to Ukraine. Where did that money come from? Then you have things like BRICS happening that is taking it that these countries are joining forces, and then then with the UN we have to play the world police and go and do all these things and back all these countries and fuck all that. We need to fix us first. We are fucked up.
I agree.
We as America are fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, this is supposed to be the greatest country on the planet, but yet I don't think it is anymore. I really don't. I really think that we are slowly dwindling down that black hole abyss of chaos and anarchy and self destruction in America. Yes, this is the best time to live. We have a lot of advancements, we have a lot of technology worldwide,
Yeah.
but the social economic situation is not.
No,
It is in the gutter.
it is.
No one cares about anything other than getting to the bag, being popping, getting them likes, biatch. You know,
Hmm.
that's the only thing. Like nobody cares about anything. We have
I don't want to say that
uh,
that's
it's true. We have a mental health crisis in America, and I don't see any resolution. We have a homelessness crisis in America, and I don't see any resolution.
okay. So you said nobody cares. I want to say that I don't think that's true. People care. Our government doesn't care.
Well, our
I
government doesn't care about anything.
that's but that's the point I feel you're making because you're making it sound like other people don't care about, like there are people out there that do care and they do help as much as they possibly can.
No, you're right. You're right on that.
Humanitarians and all that. but it's the government that's only out for our money, really. And I don't want to say allegedly because they literally take our money.
So I can agree with that statement to an extent, but the problem I have with that is just look at what happened in Hawaii, in Malibu. Not Malibu, I'm sorry, Maui. I'm tripping. Brain fart.
I was like, what?
In Maui.
Are you making
Um,
predictions?
you know, look at what we just witnessed with Oprah Winfrey and Dwayne the Rock Johnson.
Yeah.
Those are people.
Yeah.
They're not an organization. I mean, they're, I guess you can call themselves an organization. They're a brand or whatever. I don't give a shit. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but they're people.
Yeah.
These people are well off people, individuals that could have actually done stuff, but instead, what they had an agenda to take and say, "Hey, why don't you come line our pockets too?"
Yeah. Well,
And we
it's
saw how that happened,
well.
and I feel that only happened. The only reason it came out the way it did was because social media,
Yeah.
the people on the ground. You know, that's why I say humanity is full of shit. Our own, this is in our own backyard. We couldn't even. I mean, look what happened with FEMA, with New Orleans, so many years ago with Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah.
Our government never cares about any of us, and there's not enough of us to care about enough of us. You know, it's only pockets of it. I mean, come on, we couldn't as a society, American society, agree that uh, the cop that killed George Floyd should have been sent to prison like that. Why are we protesting that? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
If it wasn't for the protests, I don't even think anything would have happened. But it was because there was outrage in the streets. I mean, let's let's call it for what it is. There's not enough people that really care. Yeah, individuals care, but I feel like as a whole, no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, I mean that's just how I see it. I could be wrong. I could be, speaking out of my ass like I usually do. Um, but I just look at things like I just look at things in society and I wonder to myself, am I living in the correct universe, or have I somehow been scooted over into another dimension and I'm realizing that none of this is right? Like how we were talking, we had that discussion where we were like, sometimes it feels like everybody else is living on this other alternate situation and we're looking at it for what it really is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I do.
So, I don't know. That's kind of my take on the whole thing. I think that I think that what I'm seeing is Israel has been out of line with Palestine. Um, terrorist organization has sprung up in the name of Hamas and is taking revenge, and it sucks, and I don't condone it, and I think it's disgusting.
No, but it's also in the name of Palestine. And that's where I think that people are making a mistake is that they're because Hamas are Palestinian,
Hmm.
they're labeling all Palestinians
Hamas.
Hamas. And
Hmm.
that's not the case. And I hope that people realize that. Uh, uh sorry, brain fart.
What?
I
Push the
I
clutch
just
in.
didn't know how I wanted to say this. I hope that people who don't know about the situation don't just jump on uh, the bandwagon of bashing Palestinians. When Palestinians didn't do anything, it was Hamas, who are Palestinian people.
Hmm.
But that doesn't mean that all Palestinians are Hamas.
Hmm.
It's just this group.
Well, yeah, it's
And they
yeah.
have decided to go completely rogue and try. This is their effort to free their people. Now, again, it's not okay, but that's what's going on in the world right
Well, it's like when
now.
9/11 happened. Um, it was like American society was like anyone who is Muslim, it's on site. And it's like, what are you talking about? I know this person. They're a nice person. What do you? They're not part of this. Just because this was a terrorist act conducted by Muslim people doesn't mean that all Muslim people are terrorist people. You know what I mean?
No, I
That
do.
they're part of a
It's
terrorist
just,
organization.
but that's how
That's
other humans think, and that's how they react, and that's what they decide to do. That's the route they decide to take. It's like, oh, I'm going to hate him because he's whatever he is. And just like with my people, you know,
yeah,
they look at me and they're just like, she's stealing, or she's up to no good, and I'm just a female woman in this world just because my skin is brown, you know. So it's, and that's it blows my mind, and I hate talking about it because it's heartbreaking.
yeah, it
It
is.
is heartbreaking that we in 2023, human beings, not Palestinians, not Israelis, not Russian, Ukraine, like none of that. It doesn't matter. Human beings are still unable to communicate properly, to not have this happen, and to wipe out families and children. And it's just, it's heartbreaking, and it's so sad that we as human beings have not evolved enough yet to know, to not do this anymore. We are still doing this, and everything is like, oh well, they pushed me to this point, and it's true, they were pushed to this point, but it doesn't make it okay either.
No, it doesn't.
It does not make it okay. And uh, what do I tell people all the time? Everybody has a breaking point.
Yeah.
Everybody has a breaking point, no matter what happens in this world, what's going on, who's doing what. Everyone has a breaking point, and they are at theirs.
Yeah.
And that's why this is happening, because they've had enough. And unfortunately, innocent Palestinians are in the crossfire here because they didn't start it. But how can you deny it? Palestinians in that group, Hamas, are the ones that started
Yeah.
it.
So again,
It's
my
crazy.
heart goes out
Yeah, for
to
sure.
both the Israeli people in Israel, in the state of Israel,
Yeah,
and the Palestinian people,
correct.
having to deal with this tragic tragedy that's been going on for so many years, so many hundreds, so many thousands of years.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. How can we move on as a society, as a people, if we can't even function normally
It's always,
and be divergent
sorry.
from war and having to kill these people and claim it's killing people and say, oh, it's what is it? Um, what was the term? Casualties of war. I mean, we're supposed to be beyond that. We're really supposed to be
In
beyond that.
2023, yeah, I would think so, but we're apparently not.
No,
No
that's
one,
why I
no
can.
one in any country is above killing another human being.
Yeah,
They all feel to some degree that they can and they will. Yes, to defend yourself, to defend your home, your actual home. If people are trying to come into my house, I'm going to do anything and
defend
everything
yourself.
to defend myself,
Correct.
because they're trying to take my home, or they're trying to rob me. What if they're in to kill me?
Yeah.
Like all of that. That I understand, and you're fighting for your life. You're fighting for your life. It's theirs or yours, right? But when you're just out, you're just out murdering people for the fuck of it. Because to me, when you go and kill somebody for a ring, a bracelet, a necklace, like that's nothing. That's nothing. You just took someone's life over nothing. And
So
now this is over land,
yeah.
and it's, to me, again, over nothing, because it doesn't belong to you. None of this land belongs to us, really. again, we're just dust.
So, in conclusion, I would like to say this on the Israeli-Palestinian
Yeah.
topic. Oh, great meteor, please come from the heavens and wipe us clean so we could start over
This
again.
dude. Yeah, I know you're trying to make light
I'm
of
just
it,
making
but
light of it.
I know you are, but it's just not.
Yeah,
You know, this situation is horrible and people have lost their family, their children, their mothers, their fathers, grandparents, uncles, aunts, sisters, brothers. Like they've lost so many
yeah,
people, and it's devastating. And I'd hate to wake up tomorrow, and
excuse me.
if I'm allowed to wake up tomorrow to hear that my whole family has been wiped out.
Well, yeah, and again, that's why I said it's a horrible thing that's been going on for hundreds of thousands of years. And the fact that it's been going on for so long and there still has not been an actual resolution between these two groups of people
No,
is really
apparently
sad and
our
really,
country, our government is for Israel.
yeah, again, regardless of who's backing who,
Yeah.
it doesn't really matter to me.
No, absolutely.
That's second hat. Um, this conflict has been going on for thousands of years since biblical times, according to what I've read and what I've seen and what I understand. And here we are in modern times, and we're still dealing
Yeah.
with the same old,
Song and
dog and
dance.
pony
Yeah.
show. And it's ridiculous, and it needs to stop. And if the Palestinian people feel like they're being oppressed by Israel, Israel needs to stop the oppression, plain and simple.
But apparently not, because this has
Well, I
been
wasn't
going
done.
on forever.
And Palestine needs to come out and denounce Hamas for the actions and
Yeah,
atrocities that
I
they've
do agree with
committed
that.
during this whole Gaza Strip incident, from this day to beyond and before current time.
Yeah.
Um, it needs to be denounced. Otherwise, people are going to believe that everyone in Palestine feels the same way and wants to do the same thing. So, yeah. In conclusion, I think it's sad and it's hopeless, and I hope these people on both sides can come to a resolution without any further chaos and murder and war. I mean, it's just war is war should be the last option, and I don't think that it was the last option. But hey, who am I to say it wasn't the last option? I live in America. Last time we were even bombed was 9/11. You
Yeah.
know, before then, what, Pearl Harbor, major bombing.
Yeah.
So I mean, who am I to judge? In how someone feels. I would have to ask one of my Native American brothers how they feel about being subjugated to living on a reservation to
Um,
understand.
Before we move on, I want to say let's all be grateful for everything that we have. Even though we just complained about our country, I'm grateful to be in this country and to
Yes.
live in this country and to have been born in this country. And I'm grateful for everything that I have, because right now people are being robbed of it in other countries, and they can't do anything about it because they are being looked at as less than
Yeah.
human.
Yeah.
And that's wrong. So I'm grateful for everything that I have. You know, I'm grateful for sure. And
Yeah.
my heart goes out to everybody, every human being who has lost
Yeah.
someone in this
Massacre.
sad tragedy that's
Massacre.
happening out there.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
So I want to move this conversation along into something a little bit more um, enjoyable and not so somber.
Yeah.
Um, Dealing with the whole Palestinian Israeli conflict that's going on. I want to move on to something a little bit more fun.
Well, we talked about it not this last podcast, but the podcast before, where we talked about Denzel and Samuel L. Jackson doing each
Yes,
other's roles, and we said Pacino and De Niro.
Correct.
And so that's what we're going to talk about.
Yeah.
So I haven't seen
So
every single movie.
Got to pose the question first. Got to
All
pose the
right, go
question.
ahead. Go ahead.
The question is, can De Niro play the same roles as,
Pacino.
and vice versa?
Yeah.
So,
All right. So I've pulled up their movies so we
okay.
can take a look. And
Give me one time.
so do you want to start with Pacino or De Niro?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We could just
I have Pacino up first, so
we can just roll with the punches and see.
all
See
right.
what we
So I've never seen. It's from 1969. It's called Me, Natalie. Never seen it. 1971, The Panic in Needle Park.
Okay, so I haven't seen those movies either. Let's just skip to the movies that we have seen.
Well, I've seen The Godfather, and I do not. I can't see De Niro as in The Godfather. Pacino. I just don't see De Niro. You haven't seen The Godfather. Can you believe that?
Yeah, I've never seen The
Can you
Godfather.
believe that?
Any of the movies.
And when
any
I've
of the
tried to get him
Godfathers.
to me, he's like, I don't feel like it. I'm like, come
I'm gonna tell you
on.
why I don't.
Come
Why, I haven't
on.
watched the Godfather movies. It's just they're kind of boring.
How would you know if you haven't watched it?
What I have watched didn't interest me.
Sir,
But,
you are a
yeah.
grown man now. I want to say you tried this maybe when you were young and into your 20s, possibly even in your 30s, pero ya estás viejo, and now you can watch it and maybe sit through it. I'm just saying.
I'll give it a try eventually, but
Tripping.
it was
He's tripping.
It was boring to me.
Man, you're
didn't-
boring.
It wasn't my bag, man. It's not my bag.
It's so good.
In the words of Austin Powers, not my bag, man.
No, we're watching. We're watching it. You got to watch it. At
All
least say you watched it once in your life. At least.
So let's move on. Scarface.
No. Never seen. Okay, sure. Because I've never seen these other movies. Oh.
No.
No.
Scarface.
I'm just looking through. Okay, calm down. No, I can't see anybody. I can't see De Niro playing Scarface.
No, he couldn't pull that off.
He can't
He
or
couldn't,
can.
He couldn't pull it off.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't think he can.
Now,
I didn't know he was in Dick Tracy.
I didn't know he was in Dick Tracy, which I saw Dick Tracy. I was like, wait, what? And he is. He's in Dick Tracy. He's the main bad boss or whatever. He's got shit on his face to make him look different. But yeah.
But you know what? I really didn't like the Dick Tracy movie when it came out. What it was with the Dick Tracy movie, I'm going to be honest with you.
I already know where you're going.
What?
But go ahead. No, spill it.
All right, I'm going to spill it. For me, it was Saturday afternoon, Hercules and Xena Warrior Princess.
No, it wasn't.
That's how it came off to me. And I seen it when it first came out.
Crazy.
I seen it when it first came out, but that was the vibes.
All right.
That was the vibes for me. And I watched it. I watched it to the end. I watched it several times, and it wasn't that the story was bad. It was just I didn't like the makeup. And that took me out. It took me all the way out.
All right.
What else you got?
All right. So, Scent of a Woman. Yeah, I could see De Niro playing that.
Yeah, he could play that. De Niro could play
and so many people love that movie, and I don't care for it.
It was all right.
It was boring. I was bored. Yeah, I'm sorry for those who love it. It was boring.
Have you seen Donnie Brasco?
No. Have you seen? Yes, I have. Carlito's Way.
Yes, I have seen Carlito's Way.
And I cannot see De Niro playing this. No. I'm sorry, but no. Heat.
Well, I can't really say
he was in it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can't use Heat because they both were in it playing different characters. Now, okay, for Heat, could you reverse the characters that they're playing?
I don't know. I can't.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Maybe. Yeah, I could see that.
If they were playing each other's
Donnie
characters.
Brasco.
It's kind of shaky.
I could see him. I could see De Niro.
Yeah, that's why I said it's kind of shaky. Devil's Advocate, no.
You don't
No,
think so? I think he could.
nah,
I think
nah.
he could.
He nailed that role. That's like saying he could play Scarface.
Any given Sunday, and I watched it and care for it. And
It's a good movie.
can you see De Niro in it?
No, no.
You can't
Some of
see him
these
in it.
movies I don't see. The ones that we are calling out right now, I don't see
So
De Niro playing them.
I could see De Niro as and Simone.
Yeah. Devil's Advocate, going back to Devil's Advocate, I don't think that he can nail the lines, the devil lines that the way Pacino
Okay,
did those.
that's fair.
Like
I
you
did
know, it's
not
like
know
Sam
he.
Jackson.
I did not know he was in Geely.
I seen that movie one time and I did not like it and I was disgusted and I was like, I'm never watching this bullshit again. And the
Yeah,
only reason I watched Jiggly was because of the
Geely
the whole what was it, the whole bullshit behind it,
controversy.
controversy behind it, and just for them to be back together again. So no, I did not watch Jiggly.
Okay. Mm.
uh, I
Ocean's 13.
I don't even remember him being in
I
that.
don't remember that either.
Um,
You don't know Jack. I didn't watch that. So
Jack and
let's see.
Jill, no. You know, I haven't seen a lot of Pacino movies. Apparently, I've never seen Stand Up Guys. What year is that movie? Maybe these are the run of movies where they're kind of like not so good movies.
He played Phil Spector.
I didn't watch I didn't watch the Spectre movie because I didn't care for it.
Danny Collins.
Um, yeah, these
Yeah,
are newer
that's
movies.
these
I
are
haven't seen
newer
those yet.
movies. All right, so let's
Uh,
move on to De Niro's
I saw
list.
Gotti. I don't remember him in Gotti though.
Yeah, I don't either.
Whatever.
Okay. Anyway,
Yeah, yeah.
let's
Moving
go to
along
De Niro.
to De Niro. What we got?
A ver. Let's see the gang that couldn't shoot
Can
straight.
you see him playing?
He was in Godfather Part Two.
I've never watched The Godfathers. Part
Taxi.
one, two, three,
I
or four.
never saw Taxi Driver, and that was very popular.
I saw it, but I don't remember it enough
Mm.
to say one way or the other. Um, I saw it back in the '90s when I was younger. I saw it. It was on cable. But it's one of those movies where you know how back in the day you watched a movie on cable. There was no DVR system. I'm aging myself. There was no DVR system. You couldn't record it. It was on. You looked at the guide and you saw what was playing. You're like, okay, I'm gonna give this a try.
Yeah.
Or maybe you caught the end of the movie and was like, ooh, when that comes back on, I'm gonna remember to go watch it. And it was one of those type of movies where I saw it like
Man,
that.
let me just tell you, kids nowadays don't know what it was like watching TV. It
Everything is
was
on
like
demand now.
it was just it. But the thing is that even though it sucked in that way, it was great in that way
Yeah.
because you discovered new shit.
Yeah.
And you were like, there ain't shit on TV. Just clicking, and then something lands, and you're like, what the fuck is this? And
Yeah.
you gotta watch it.
You get
You
that
have
5 minute hook and you're
yes,
hooked.
and you're just like, oh shit, why'd he slap her?
Yeah.
And that's
Or
how
you
you.
catch it in the middle and you're like, ooh, I gotta watch this again when it comes on. I'm a what movie is this again? Okay, I'm gonna
Yep.
watch this again. At least up to where I saw it. And if it's a really good movie, you'll end up watching it again. So you watch the movie twice.
That happened to me with Meet Me in St. Louis. I saw it when I was like 12, 13.
Yeah.
And then it around Christmas time it came on TCM because I'm a TCM fan.
Yeah.
And it came on and I was like, oh, I've never seen this. And then I had started watching. I was like, wait a minute, I have seen this when I was a kid and I loved it back then. Love it now.
Well, I in the '90s, a lot of movies I watched like that because again, you didn't have on demand.
Yeah.
You didn't have that.
It was good luck.
You watched what was playing, and if you
Yeah.
didn't like it, you turned the TV off, and that was it. You
I
sit in
don't think
silence.
I don't think today's kids I mean they would adjust, but I just feel like it would be a minute before they actually adjusted because they'd be devastated.
Yeah. Because if you didn't
Like,
have
how
on
did you
demand,
guys fucking function?
you don't have on demand. You sit in silence. You don't want to watch it. You sit in silence. You watch the guide. You watch the Weather Channel. You just
And
set it there.
now, so back then it was TV was great in the 80s. TV was great. The drama, all that, the action,
Yeah, yeah.
murder mysteries, all that jazz. And TV was really good back then. And I'm always looking for those 80s reruns on streaming channels now because I want to watch them again. And just today, I saw Moonlighting, which is with,
Bruce Willis.
yes. And me and my brother, we were obsessed with that show.
So I have a question to
Yeah.
propose to you on that whole thing before we get back to that.
All right.
Do you really think that TV content was better then? Or was it that we didn't have content, so we just watched what it was?
We didn't have content and we watched what it was because not everything we watch it now. And okay, so I was just telling you the other day, I was watching, so Hulu came out with the Fall Guy, and we all remember. If you don't remember, let me go look it up real quick. It had who did it have?
They didn't have the Bionic Man,
No, it's six
D
million
Majors.
dollar Lee Majors. That's who it was. Lee Majors, Heather Thomas. She was, all the blonde bombshell. And Douglas Barr, he was Howie Munson. He played his sidekick, and they were what were they called? What
He
were they
was
called?
Robin to his Batman.
No, no, no. What were they called? They were
Stuntman.
stuntmen, and they solved mysteries.
Yeah. Murder mysteries.
I love me murder mysteries. I
In a,
love
in a
murder
Ford
mystery
150.
shit. And it takes place in Hollywood. And if you watch it, it's crazy because, especially if you're from LA, you get to see the way Hollywood was back then. And it's just crazy. It's
He
interesting.
was the fall guy.
And he was the fall guy. And he also was the $6 million man, right?
Yeah.
And so. Anyway, so the Fall Guys on Hulu, and I'm like, oh hell yeah! Me and my brother, we used to watch it religiously. We loved it every night. Every time it came on, it's like, oh, the Fall Guys about to come on. We run to the TV because we were kids, and that's what we did. And I decided to watch it, and man, it was boring.
Yeah. A lot of
I
shows
was
like that.
fucking bored. I was like, what the fuck? Why was I so like invested in this shit? Like I really loved it as a kid, but as an adult, I'm like, this is
Yeah,
not good.
yeah.
It
So
wasn't good, and I wouldn't have made it in our time now.
No. Well, it
Like,
would have, but it
oh
would have
no,
been
it
different.
wouldn't have. Remington Steele, that would have made it. That was an interesting story. Remington Steele was great. Pierce Brosnan, Stephanie Zimbalist. I love that show.
Well, the difference between that and the Fall Guy is better writing and not an action show. But I want to get back to
Yeah. Sorry.
we're
Just
on a tangent.
yeah. All right, so we're on De Niro.
Yeah. What else
We're
you got?
talking movies that we've seen. So,
Have you seen Raging Bull?
I have not.
Okay.
Have you?
Yeah, and I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
Untouchables. I haven't seen that. Once Upon a Time in America.
Hold, please. Falling in Love, Brazil, Angel Heart, Tampoco, The Untouchables. Yes, I have seen this, and I cannot see Pacino.
No.
No.
Or I just saw it and went away. We're looking at Robert De Niro's movie listings. What was it? Rain Man or Goodfellas. Couldn't play either
We're
one of
No
those.
Angels. You've never seen this?
I think I have seen that. It looks
With
familiar.
Sean Penn.
Uh,
They're criminals and they escape prison.
it sounds familiar.
I
just
want to
can't put
say
it
no.
together.
I want to say no.
I just
I
can't.
can't.
Put it
I
together.
can't see Pacino as him or the character he played in here.
Yeah.
Stanley and Iris. Good. No, I can't see Pacino as no. I can't.
Awakening. I think he probably could have done that one.
Okay.
I think he could have pulled Awakening off. Cape Fear. I
Hold
think
on.
he
No,
could have.
you're like skipping.
Oh, Backdraft. I just don't remember Backdraft.
I
I
do, and
saw
I
it. I
could
just
see
don't remember.
Pacino. I can. Cape Fear, no, I
I
cannot see Pacino
I think he
as.
could.
I don't think so.
I think he could pull that one off.
I'm sure I'm sure he could play it, but I don't think he would.
Have the same impact.
Yeah, he was just, and I've seen the original, and it's just he really. I felt it. I
Yeah.
felt it in this one. In the original, it was like, yeah, I get it. It's a good story,
Hmm.
but it was he really sold it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they're
Um,
good actors. Don't get me wrong.
no, of course.
They're phenomenal actors.
The Boys of
The
Life.
Boy's Life. I have seen that, but I don't remember it. Bronx Tale.
No,
Nope.
no.
He played the dad to Cologio
Cologito. Yeah, I love this
perfectly.
movie. Yes,
Like
he did.
he was a bus driver. He embodied that. You know, he
Yeah,
embodied
he
that
did.
role.
He did. He played such a good role as his father, and he was just a hardworking man.
I think that entire
I
cast
loved it.
was great.
Yeah,
Like they were picked well. Same with Casino. I don't see
yeah.
Pacino being able
No,
to pull that off.
I don't see it either.
Again, here comes heat. the way that Pacino, the way that De Niro played that role, I couldn't see it.
Yeah.
Jackie Brown.
Hold on, you're like the fan. I don't
I've
remember
seen
that.
that.
I don't remember Sleepers, Marvin's Room, Copland.
I've never seen
I
Copland.
have, and
Well, I
mm,
take that back. I've seen parts of Copland. I have never seen the
I
movie all the
want
way
to say
through.
yeah that Pacino could. I do. I want to say that yes. Jackie Brown. Remember him in Jackie Brown.
He's the one that Samuel L. Jackson kills. He goes, "What happened to you? You used to be beautiful," because he kept messing
Yeah,
up.
I barely remember. I've
Yeah.
only seen it a couple times. I think maybe. Wag the Dog. Why does this sound familiar?
I haven't seen that movie. I don't think I might have. Some
Mm.
of these movies I've seen them back in the day and just haven't rewatched them, so memory escapes me. I only have so many gigs before things get overwritten.
Great Expectations. I don't remember his role in it.
Yeah.
I did watch it. I didn't really care for it, but
Ronin.
Ronin was a great movie.
Yeah,
I was
I think it's a little underrated.
hold on. It was one of those times where Dave's like, "Let's watch Ronin." I was like, "No." He's like, "Come on, let's watch it. There's nothing else." And I was like, protesting it the whole time, but we watched it, and I was like, "God damn."
Yeah, fucking
It
good
was
movie.
very, very, very good. Yes. Analyze
Nope.
this. No, I can't.
Pacino couldn't play that.
No, no, no,
The
no.
nuances that he brings to that. Analyze this and analyze that. I don't think.
Flawless.
I don't remember that movie. I
I
don't even know if I've
do.
seen it.
It's great, and no, I cannot see Pacino doing it.
Yeah.
The role was he did it really well. I didn't see Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Me neither.
Men
I
of
wasn't
Honor.
interested.
Meet the Parents. Hell no,
No.
no.
The nuances. It's the nuances.
The Score.
I didn't see that.
We did watch this. I don't
I
remember
don't.
it
It
though.
must not have been that good.
Showtime.
Yes.
Yeah, I could see Pacino.
I could see Pacino playing Showtime.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
And analyze that.
no, because that's analyze this.
Yeah.
Meet the Fockers, same thing.
Yeah, same thing.
Um,
Hold on.
let's see what else has he got. Stardust.
Stardust. No.
You know what? I
No.
could see him play that
Mm-mm.
because you know why? It's so out of the norm for him to play that, and for me, Stardust was so out of the norm for him to play that.
Yeah.
So yes, I could see him playing that.
No.
I could because they were out. It was an out of the norm movie for
Yeah.
them to for the character that they played. I could actually see that role interchangeable. I don't even remember him in Limitless
I don't either.
or Machete.
I don't. Yeah, I didn't even watch that.
We did. You didn't like it.
Okay.
Killers Elite. Yes, I don't think you've watched
I
that.
did not.
What else you got up there?
Big Wedding. I don't remember this.
Never watched that. Um, Never watched the Joker either.
American Hustle.
Never watched that either. I don't think. Maybe I have. Maybe I haven't. I don't. It doesn't ring any bells.
Ah, The Intern. No, I think De Niro played it well.
I think the roles where he's got to be more of a suave, like clean cut type of guy, but still, I don't feel like Pacino pulls that off as well.
No,
Pacino's more of a brass type
I hear you, but
character, you know, like he's intense.
yeah, no,
Where De Niro is more subtle, more laid back.
I hear you. I don't agree. I think that Pacino has range and he could pull something off. I just don't think it's for that.
No, I'm not saying that he doesn't have the range. I'm just saying that the range that he has,
Hmm.
that's not his. That's not in the bag for him. Where for Pacino, I feel like that's more of his in his bag.
I
I
did
feel
not watch Joy.
where I feel Pacino can do the same thing, where he could be a suave, sophisticated, nuanced man character,
Yeah.
but that's not like
No, no, no. I know.
it's not punch. He's
I don't
not punching
remember
it down.
Heist. I don't remember Heist at
I
all.
watched Heist. Yes, it's interchangeable.
Uh, Dirty Grandpa.
No, no.
Yeah, I don't
The
either.
comedic timing, I think
Yeah.
he's better with that than Pacino.
I did not watch Joker, so I couldn't tell
Yeah.
you. The Irishman tampoco.
I've watched parts of The Irishman, but not enough for me to say to give it opinion. I haven't watched it all.
The War with Grandpa. So these are newer
Yeah,
movies, and I have not watched any of these.
yeah.
So
I mean, come on. I couldn't see Pacino in Dirty Grandpa in that scene where he's like, "Can I say it? Can I say it?" When he's reciting Ice Cube lyrics.
yeah,
So I feel, in conclusion,
yeah,
in our discovery, that yes, some movies they can, but some movies are so nuanced for the individual actor that they just don't have that chance to
yeah.
pull it off.
I agree. I agree.
I think Denzel and Sam was a closer representation of interchangeable people and characters
Yeah.
um, than Rob and Robert De Niro and
No,
what's his
I
name.
agree. I
But both
agree.
phenomenal actors
For
in their
sure.
own right.
They made God, they've made so many movies.
Yeah, shit ton of movies. Shit ton of
Yeah.
movies.
But and they both have newborn babies. Both of them.
Well, they still shooting that dust out, so it's all
My
good.
God, David. Oh my God.
They're still shooting dust, and
Wow.
it's still fertile. Fuck it. They got enough money to take care of the baby.
No, I know. It's just, man, come on. Really? No, my thing with them being the age that they are, this child isn't going to know them. And they're not going to know their greatness from them specifically directly. They're only going to know what they see, what people tell them, the people who choose to be a part of their life.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, the moms, are going to be there, but what about it's, yeah,
I get what you're saying, but still, skeet, skeet,
really?
dust.
What's that
Stardust.
Anywho,
Well, I think in conclusion to today's episode, we would like to see this whole conflict in
yes.
the Middle East with Israel and Palestine to cease and desist and let these people live on both sides.
Yes, I agree.
There's no need for this senseless violence from both sides, regardless. I don't care.
Overland.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Stupid.
All right, so
And these actors, some of them just can't play each other's roles, apparently.
yeah, apparently. So, we're going to end it here. If you like our content, please feel free to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace.
Peace.